So, yes.
Well, Pam took care of almost everything I would have said about what I was interested in, except for one more thing, maybe two more things. One is that I would think that as you do your data entry, that you could probably migrate all the information that you have from your current system into this.
Right, and yes,
Okay.
yeah.
And that would be a benefit, so that you're, there's that in place. And then the other is that as you migrate that and you set up a variety of different fields, information fields, then you'd be able to pull that out for your own marketing process, for evaluation, outcomes, your own research on your own
Exactly.
funding for your own practice.
And exactly.
Whether it's a private
Funding, as you
practice
said.
and you want to be able to let your communities of interest know that you that you focus on 45-year-old women with arthritis.
Exactly.
Or you want to use that to go toward funding, that it would serve on that level.
And that is, absolutely, that is definitely the next tier of where EHRs are going to be.
So I'm interested in that, and also the fact that in our practice, or in our profession, we're very multicultural. And so only there's a certain percentage of people who are in the AOM, Asian Acupuncture Oriental Medicine world, where English is a second language. And so I'm interested in knowing if this system has like a dragon speak, electronic speak function, so that you can speak into the mic and then correct it later.
Sure thing, sure thing. Absolutely. Well, okay, these are great. I'm glad that I'm glad you brought that up, Scott, because I will definitely focus some information on this. And then, definitely, please ask me, we'll do some questions at the end, anything I don't show you particularly. But, so again, we'll show you some of that information, and then at the end, when we have more questions, bring these up again.
So that's yes to the dragon speak?
Answer the dragon speak? Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
I know that there's a PC version of that. I only know the dragon speak.
Right. Well, the way it works
but that technology.
Exactly. That technology absolutely does work with Practice Fusion. You can dictate into the software.
Wow.
It takes all there.
That's good.
I'm going to show you a chart note in just a second, and keep in mind, we don't want you typing while you're doing this. It's going to take too long. It's not really the kind of workflow we want to implement into your office. So there are definitely workarounds in that. So all right. So let's take a look at the application. When you log in, this is an activity feed of just all your recent activity. This is something that Web 2.0 has really kind of pushed forward. This idea of collecting your basic activity on a web, web platform. So when you first log in, this is part of what you'll see. Now these modules at the top, the way it works with Practice Fusion is that when you sign up, you have complete access to the application, but it is all modular. So let's say you're not ready to just fully jump head first in there and do everything electronically. You can easily decide to use the schedule electronically, or perhaps just the charting, or perhaps document management. Of course, the advantage is the fact that these are all fully connected together. So again, if you go back to the scheduler, this is accessed by everyone in your practice. So people who are doing scheduling can log in at the same time that you're with a patient. There will be no problems with that. With just a couple clicks of the button, you're able to add an appointment, select the patient, and by actually adding an email address into here, periodic reminders will be sent from the application itself. You just do this once, it will then remember the email address moving forward. And again, this is just one small way that time is allocated away from the sort of administrative details that keep you away from your patients. So periodic reminders go in there. They're going to get a few emails on a regular basis saying it's coming up. Get ready for the visit. Now, as a provider, you log in and look at your daily view. Now, this daily view is just the upcoming appointments that you have for today. As you see there, it might be a bit small, it might be a bit readable. You can actually jump straight to the patient's chart from the scheduled visit. And again, this is part of the interconnectivity that is really the benefit of the practice management features in the EHR. Because EHR you tend to think of as charting, but with our application you also have scheduling, messages, documents, billing, all that put together. So that way everything's very streamlined. It's very interconnected. You take a look at your appointments. Saying, okay, Maria's coming in. You want to jump straight to the patient's chart from the scheduled visit itself. Kind of a quick side note, this is very much like tab browsing on the internet. So while I did go to another module, if I go back to the schedule, it's exactly where I was looking at a second ago. Go back to the chart, it's still on the patient's chart. So very much like tab browsing. We've tried to take the advantages that Web 2.0 has really put out there, place them all into our application. This right here is the patient dashboard. You know, this is kind of just a news feed of everything that's gone on with this patient. You know, if there's been a scheduled appointment, if you've had a visit with them, if someone accessed the chart, you're going to see it right there. It also includes, as you see, a small picture, you know, just kind of adding your understanding of the patient, as well as a list of all visits that are coming up, prescriptions, messages, documents, even access history. Now this access history is just another small security feature in there, so you can take a look at who and when have looked at this patient's chart, so you know what's happening with this information. Kind of a side note, I want to let you know also, the different users in your account have different edit levels. So, you know, information is kept separately depending on why you need to be looking at it. Now, on the left, you know, you've got your basic information. You've got insurance information, past medical history, right here, diagnosis history, medication lists, immunizations, advanced directives. Then, under events, this is, you know, all the encounters you've had with your patient. As I said before, this might not be a visit to the office. This might be a phone call. Rather than you know, having to take out your chart, scribble something down while you're on the phone, because it's very easy to just bring up the chart, within a few seconds on the phone, you can log that call. You know that last Wednesday you discussed something pretty important. Yes?
Does this also place reminder phone calls? Does it have that possibility?
That's actually a feature that's coming very soon. We're vigorously developing that. You know, we just want to put some automated in there. So you will be seeing that feature coming up. Part of also what we're developing are some, you know, third-party and API features where you can develop some stuff, and that's actually been a requested feature. So you'll be seeing that.
And there are a couple of providers that specialize in the phone contact aspect, whether it's reminders or taking messages.
And telemedicine is something that
telemedicine's really growing.
absolutely. You know, again, I keep bringing them up, but the Office of the ONC does really put an emphasis on telemedicine. They understand.
So does this have the capacity to, for lack of the language, like a Skype aspect, so that you can be live with the person? Is that called tele?
Right, now that actually
you
also...
Skype and you can, you know,
you can
take
kind of
notes
message,
and
exactly,
you're
right.
seeing each other and you can be seeing tongues and having that exchange. Is that
you know,
possible?
this will be the later releases of the PHR, the Personal Health Record, which I will be showing you also in a moment. Because again, I mean, if you have this technology, we all know it's possible to see each other over the internet, to talk over the internet. We want to implement that into the application moving forward. You know, some of these technologies are absolutely in the works. They're used by other industries, so why not healthcare, right? With the PHR, you can communicate directly with the patient, and very soon we'll be adding features like forums, instant messaging, things like that, because, for instance, the forum I just kind of briefly mentioned, we want providers to be a part of a community, really. I mean, if you think about this, Practice Fusion is the fastest growing healthcare community out there. You know, we are adopting all these providers from various specialties. If you're all using the same technology, why not be able to communicate and share information with each other? It's going to be a huge aspect of it. So that is definitely vigorously in development right now, and you will be seeing that shortly. So you know, right now, again, with the patient's chart, you have this information right here. I'm going to show you how a chart note works. So you know, you always have the ability just with the click of a button to start a new chart note. And this is actually done by a template system. Again, I did say we are compatible with Dragon, other dictation software, absolutely. So the way that would work is, you know, you bring up a chart. I'm using a SOAP note right now because it's kind of, you know, our standard at the moment. Under these different fields on the left right here, these are all templates that you have, public templates that are preloaded in there. Now, what this means is that they are 130 in there for different specialties, and also the fact is they're fully customizable. That's really going to be the benefit for different specialties. We want to get you started, which is why we have these templates in there. If it's a bit small, I apologize, and we can show you this again later more on one-on-one, but all of these lines of text, again, are fully customizable, and they're just really to give you an idea of how you're going to make your own template. Because we want to have the information put into charts, not only pertinent to your specialty, but actually written in your own words. So it's something that you have decided, I use this information on a regular basis. Charting becomes then much more intuitive, not just pertinent to your specialty. It becomes very quick. So if you were using Dragon, you would really just select the box and start talking into your headset. You would type it all into there. And that's a fantastic workflow right there. You know, we don't want you to be, again, typing. Something that's really interesting though, is a lot of our users have actually reported to us that once they've customized the template, just, you know, one day at the end of the day, you know, you spend 15 minutes customizing, it actually becomes faster than dictation. The reason why is because charting then becomes a matter of just a few clicks. And this might be with a tablet PC. You know, maybe you're tapping on them with your stylus. And the information input into there, again, is pertinent to your specialty and written in your own words. So, you know, pain is sharp, radiating to the knees, radiating to the shoulder. Pain began acutely after, you know, 10. You have that in there. Again, we just want it to be a few clicks. We don't want you to be spending too much time charting. You know, the vast majority of the benefit is going to be talking to the patient.
Did you type the 10 in, or did you click
yeah.
onto a number? It was fast.
I did, yes. Now,
you did.
we have certain options in there, kind of other customizable features, for instance, where, let's say you put 2 question marks in the line of text that you customize. That brings up a note assist option, which, for instance, a pain scale. This is kind of our classic example of the note assist feature. So you can just click on that, you click a 7, hit enter. It now says your pain level is a 7. Rather than typing that up, it's just a couple clicks right there. So, you know, that's exactly how you will be doing charting for the most part, if not dictating. And again, also, if something very particular came up, you could type into the box as well.